Hearts is a game for 4 players. To win, you must be the player with the lowest score at the end of the game. Begin the game by dealing out 13 cards to each player. The hand begins with a passing of cards. For the first round, you will choose 3 cards that you do not want in your hand and pass them to the player on your left. For the second round of the game, you will pick 3 cards that you do not want and pass them to the player to the right. For the third round, you will pick 3 cards and pass them to the player straight across from you. And for the fourth round, you will not pass any cards. This cycle continues throughout the entire game. Earn points by taking tricks that contain hearts in them. Each heart is worth 1 point. The Queen of Spades is worth 13 points. So remember, your objective should be to try to avoid taking tricks with these cards in them, unless you can get them all. The game begins with the player who has the 2 of clubs. That player goes first, and they must lead the 2 of clubs. Now, every other player must follow suit if they can. If they have a clubs, they need to play it. The player that laid the highest card in the suit that was led takes the trick. Now that player leads. Play like this continues until one of the players is unable to follow suit. A player cannot lead with a heart until hearts have been broken. To do that, you must not be able to follow suit. So here, the player leads with a club. The next player is unable to follow suit. So now they can play a heart card. This breaks hearts. And from this point on, any player at the table can lead with a heart. Since clubs was led, whoever lays the highest club card takes the trick, and they are penalized with the points earned for those heart cards. The 9 of clubs takes the trick, and that player will have 2 points added to their score. The Queen of Spades can be played at any time. You can lead with it, and it does not break hearts. Even though it counts for points, it does not count as a heart. Now that hearts have been broken, the player who leads can lead with a heart. They choose to lead with 3 of hearts. Now all other players must follow suit if they are able. The next player lays the 2 of hearts. The following player lays a 10. And finally a 7. The 10 of hearts takes the trick. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to keep score. In this example, 2 players have scored 0 points because they did not take any hearts. The player who took the queen earned 17 points. The queen is worth 13, and then the 4 hearts is worth 1 point each. And finally, the last player earned 9 points, 1 for each heart. So the score at the end of this hand would be 17 to 9 to 0 to 0. But what happens if you take all of the hearts? That's called shooting the moon. Let's take a look. If a player is actually able to collect all of the hearts and the Queen of Spades, they have successfully shot the moon. If this happens, they earn 0 points for the round, and every other player earns 26. And those are the basics for how to play hearts. Again, if